breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. The first channeled message coming through is, you mad, bro? You mad? Okay, that's the message coming through, okay? Hello, Aries. Those with strong Aries placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Those cross-watching, dealing with an Aries, welcome. And even if you just, came to stumble upon this stream and video, welcome. There may be a message here for you today. We are going to, oh my goodness, it's okay, we'll just go through it. I'm getting very stubborn energy, okay? Stubborn, angry energy is what I'm getting here, right off the bat. So this is going to be the rest of June 2024 energy forecast reading. We will, all of my readings are technically timeless, so know that you found it at the right time, as time is fluid. And as with all general readings, this is not going to resonate with everybody, okay? We're just talking about some sort of anger, conflicting energy. And so just know that it's not going to resonate with everybody. And because we do have cross-watchers, roles can be reversed, but you will know if this is your story, okay? I see that some of you are going through some sort of heartbreak, some sort of ending, your energy coming through very strongly, okay? What's Aries energy for the remainder of June 2024? Okay. All right. So some of you are kind of on the fence about, what ultimately makes you happy, okay? I see that you have some options here, and you're not really sure which one to take. There's something about, going forward. It also involves some sort of family, okay? What are you going forward with, okay? So there may be an opportunity for you to be with family or create a family of your own. And I see here that you have eyes for the single person is what I'm seeing here. You find the energy for them that's coming through is that they are very, calm, cool, collected. They are very good with money. They're responsible. They're hardworking, and they're not, overly sexual either. Okay, some of you may be dealing with somebody with a strong Virgo energy and their Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or just somebody who holds this kind of characteristics of being very, they have this way about them that can be very sexy, but it's innocent sexy. So they're not overly, they can have a tendency to feel like they are kind of conservative, but at the same time, they know how to flip that switch and be very, captivating in their own unique way. I see here, this is somebody that knows what they want. They have very high standards. They're not, some of you are all dealing with strong, Sagittarius energy as well, in their Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. But okay, so I see here, I'm getting multiple energies. So some of you may be talking to multiple people, or there are multiple energies involved, is what I'm seeing here. So you're trying to, at the same time, go through some sort of healing, okay? So I see that you have some options. You have some people that you're, you have crushes on and wondering whether or not, you should choose that, you should go for them and almost start a family of your own. And I see that there's a lot of attraction, and I see that you're also willing to give them some sort of a chance or some sort of opportunity. I see here in the past you may have been very extremely hesitant about going forward with something here because you didn't want to be I'm getting the word laughing stock, okay? You don't want to be played. You want to almost be very much in control of the situation so that you can minimize being played, being embarrassed. You want to seem like you have experience and know what you're doing. But I see here multiple people. I'm getting multiple energies coming through, but there's one person in particular that really, caught your eye and that you really want to have something more with here. So let's go ahead and do our spinny spin so we can get a little bit deeper into the reading. If you have any questions at this time, feel free to kind of focus on that and perhaps it'll be answered. All right, yourself. So your higher self would like to have a little conversation with you at this time. What do you want to talk about? I'm getting like very stuck energy. It's almost like you don't want to talk or you don't want to move or budge. Some of you are just focusing on your career heavily is what I'm seeing here. Hello, welcome Shalini. I am not taking free readings at this time, but if you found this reading, well, this is considered a free reading, so it's not going to be a private personal reading, but it's going to feel, if you found this, if you are engaging, if you have liked and subscribed to the channel, I have a feeling you're going to have your answers or some sort of clarity within your situation. So hello, welcome Kamsal, hopefully I'm not butchering that. Okay, so your higher self would like to have a conversation with you. Okay, so there's something about some communication is what I'm seeing here, okay? When it comes to your work and your endeavors, you're on the brink of starting something new, starting something fresh, trying something that's different than what you normally do. So I see you kind of being progressive in that sense and actually being some sort of a trailblazer and trying different things to get your work or your projects off the ground. Okay, I see that you have a lot of support. People, really see you as this a visionary here, and I see that you have a strong support, okay, whether that's a fan base or a family, but people really, have faith in you. They see that, if you put your mind to something, you're going to make it happen. However, I see that you don't, however, believe that, okay? There's some sort of low confidence thing going on where you're second guessing yourself, but your higher self is saying, hey, all of these people that love and adore you, they don't believe just anybody for no reason. It's because they see a potential in you, they see some sort of essence. Some of you, I'm seeing here that money, you may not have grown a lot with money, or you have some sort of trauma when it comes to money. So this is all about survival of the fittest. Okay, you're willing to do whatever it takes to kind of get yourself to the top. You want to be very independent. There was in the past this level of being codependent, however, because as much as you want to have some sort of material freedom, material gain and independence, you are being codependent to other people's thoughts and praises when it comes to you. So it's just kind of like this never-ending cycle of, oh, you feel like you can't go after what you want if you don't have that moral support or people who believe in you. So the universe, your higher self is trying to say, you have to be your own cheerleader. Even if, let's say you were stranded on an island and you didn't have access to anybody else, are you going to sit around until somebody's like, yeah, you can do it, you can survive? No, you're going to have to learn to be your own cheerleader, have this own survival instincts, and actually go for what you want when it comes to your wishes. Okay. There's something here when it comes to, so you have multiple, it's not just one thing that you want. You have, I see here you want multiple things, but when it comes to like love, I see that you're willing to pursue everything except love. Okay. When it comes to love, you're kind of hoping it kind of like falls on your lap. And you're not really taking a lot of actions towards it. Okay. Yeah, so for those of you who are resonating and feel like that, what else, self, what do you want to say? What do you want to say to those who are watching? Any advice coming through? I see here, some of you, it's the way you talk to yourself, okay? You got, it's almost like you doubt yourself, you put yourself down before there's any wins, okay? But I see here, like, so it's almost like you got to talk yourself up. You're like, you got this. You have to, like, as I mentioned earlier, you have to really be your cheerleader and be like, all of these people wouldn't have believed in me if they didn't see something in me. So you really have to really focus that, channel that energy, instead of trying to like find that validation each and every time you do something. You got to really hold that energy within you and just know that you like see how far you've come so far, you know, just on your history alone, the accomplishments that you had, all the haters, even the haters are kind of blessings in disguise, because you wouldn't have haters if you weren't succeeding, okay? And that is not necessarily like a wisdom that is able to be gained without really seeing it like that. You got to change your perspective, okay? Some of you, you know, it's all in the perspective, because one person might think, oh, all these people hate me because, you know, I'm not good enough, or they don't think I deserve it. But it's just like, no, you got to flip the script and just be like, you got to see the silver linings here, okay? There's going to be jealous people who are going to be like in your face, to your face. They're going to be like, oh yeah, we're happy for you, but secretly they're probably not. Like, and you'll know that. You'll know right away, okay? Hello, Bella, welcome. I remember you from the Leo read, right? Welcome. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Yes. Okay. So, you know, your energy here coming in strongly. I see that you're going to, you know, I'm getting this strong, like stubborn energy, okay? And that can work in your favor. It's like a double-edged sword. It can help build you, or it can help bring you down. It's how you use it. So I sense that, you know, you're not the type to just easily give up. You go for what you want, and you have some level of standards for yourself. So I feel like just that alone is a recipe for success. You know, you have a goal, a vision in mind, and you're the type of person to get it started and see what happens. So I do feel that some of you feel very lonely, and that you are lacking some sort of clarity. But guess what? Like the the truth, the sort of truth is here. They want to make sure and let you know that all of these things, what's happening in your life, is not a coincidence. Okay, it's happening for you, not to you. And so you really, I see here, you don't really have anything to like really complain about. I mean, you can choose to see it that way, but I see that you have a lot more blessings than you think, is what I see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. I'll go ahead and do another spinny spin. If you have any questions, feel free to have that in mind and perhaps it'll be answered. It is no coincidence that you have found this video and listening in at this time. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel to help with the algorithm and to spread this message to others that needs it. So let's go ahead. I feel like we should just clear the energy one more time just to ground ourselves. I know I just went through a lot of information, so breathe in, breathe out. One more, breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, your higher self had a lot to say. It was just like, we're gonna get right to it, get right to the point. All right, 1, 2, 3. Advice. Okay, so some of you are wondering, what kind of advice you should know at this time. Okay, for those of you who had any questions, really think about that question and see, how it relates to the advice coming through. I'm just getting this strong Virgo energy coming through, okay? Or you may have a Virgo rising, moon, or something like that, or even Virgo Venus, or you may have a crush on them or something like that is what I'm seeing here. Ah, yes, owls, right? Okay, and we're I think just the other day was the full moon, and so, oh, Bella's like, I'm a Virgo, by the way. Well, there you go. I was just like, I could not shake this Virgo energy. I was like, what is going on? Okay, well, there you go. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, so let's just continue on with the advice coming through from Spirit. So I see here, wow, this is beautiful. So I see that, there's a lot of blessings in your life, okay? There's somebody here in your life that wants to build something with you. This could be your energy, you're kind of ready to have something long term, perhaps set roots, find that special someone, have kind of settle down and have family. And I see that it is possible. It is, that's kind of I see that that's what you want and that's what you're kind of moving towards, and it's manifesting for you because this is one of your wishes. You do want somebody that you can kind of come home to, relax, and just be yourself, and even raise, a couple kids if that's what you're, wanting, or etc. Okay. But some of you, I see here, you don't act like you do. That's the thing. It's almost, I don't want to say you're playing hard to get. I see here some of you love romance. When it comes to your love life, it almost feels like you want it to develop like it would in the movies. You want it to be unforgettable. You want it to be, romantic, being swept off your feet, just a whirlwind of a romance. However, you have this front. You don't let other people think that you wear your heart on your sleeve. And I don't necessarily think that you wear your heart on your sleeve. However, that's definitely what you don't want people thinking. But I do sense that, you do want some sort of romance that you see in movies, and that's some sort of fantasy that you really want to live out. But it's almost like you are stopping your own manifestation when you decide to let other people know that no, I don't want like you're trying to act like you think love is realistic and logical, but behind closed doors within your mind, you're like, I want like romance, like love, just like in the movies. Like, so you're almost contradicting that for yourself. And so, if love isn't coming to you in this very like romantic movie like way, what you see on TV and in theaters, like if it's not coming to you like that, it's because you're also projecting to the world that that's not what you're looking for. Like, even though inside that's what you're looking for, is what I'm seeing here. So the advice here is that is something that you need to kind of work on. It is something that you will possibly need to even vocalize as well, if not to the person that you're interested, just out to the universe. Just be like, we were, how we were talking about the full moon earlier, just even like talking to the moon and setting your intentions and stuff like that is going to be very helpful. And just be like, this is the kind of love I want. And I will say it is kind of like a double-edged sword. Okay, the example coming through is that, do you really want like a romance you see in movies? Because if you think about it, there's a lot of ups and downs, and even leading up to that final moment where they confess and profess their love and etc. Leading up to that point is so like, there's a lot of heartbreak, there's a lot of like, challenges and roadblocks leading up to that point. It's hard. And so it's almost like, right, strong earth energy coming through again. It's almost like we have to be logical. Okay, it's saying think smart. Like, instead of working hard, do things in a smart way. Okay, so let's say if you realize that you're living this life in a movie, okay, and you're the writer and anything can happen, would you want to find love and happiness early on in the story, or would you want to wait until the climactic part, like 3/4 of the way into the film? And so it's really up to you, on what your timeline is going to look like when it comes to your romance and love. But I see here that there is a potential for you to find something steady and monogamous long term. It is possible, but it's like, what are you waiting for? I sense here there's some sort of like timing involved that is not working in your favor, that you happen to just unconsciously manifest, that is not working for you. And as a result, you're giving yourself a lot of time to reflect and be like, what do I want? Is this what I want? So you just have to be a little bit more precise and more deliberate in what you want. Otherwise, if you don't do that, if you are almost like hiding and not being honest with yourself and those around you, then I see that you're going to be met with people who are not going to take you seriously, like who thinks it's okay to take their time when it comes to the connection. They're just gonna kind of see it as a casual thing, is what I'm seeing here. Anything else? So yeah, fascinating. So isn't it funny? Like, so you know what you want, okay? And some of you, if you're not quite sure, it's okay to take a moment back, kind of reflect, perhaps even writing it down, as to like solidify what you want is going to be very helpful. But at this time, I see that you're just kind of going through some sort of like shedding and healing, and trying to build up more of a self-confidence instead of pretending like you have confidence you really need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and not expect validations before you can actually go for what you want. Okay, so I'm being called to one more spinny spin for you, okay? For those of you who are new to the channel, watching for the first time, welcome. Those of you who are joining again, a returning viewer, welcome back. Please don't forget to like the video if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. All right, so one more spinny spin. If you have any questions, if you would like some insights into a different aspect of yourself and your circumstances, now is the time to kind of hone in on that energy. Right. What does my collective need to know? Advice. So we need another advice, okay? Let's go ahead and see what the advice coming through is. Well, what's happening, okay? What's the advice regarding? The advice is regarding... All right, so there's definitely, it's regarding some sort of like blockages. I'm getting strong like self-worth and also a little bit of finances as well is what I'm seeing here, okay? All right, so what are the blockages? Okay, so the blockages that's coming through is some of you have lost oh, okay. Sorry, I was just reading Kumsa's message. Okay, so I see here in your the advice coming through on what we need to touch up on is there are some sort of blockages, okay? There's somebody here that you felt like was in your corner, that was always going to be there for you, but then they just kind of, that connection no longer exists. Like there's some sort of like ending, some sort of reveal, some sort of betrayal is kind of what I'm feeling here. That's the energy that's coming through. And so, okay. So the advice coming through is your higher self, the universe wants you to know that, you know, you are somebody of worth, okay? You are, okay. And Shalini says, yes, my close friend left me. Yeah, some sort of like support system, it ended. And there was a lot of like conflict is what I'm seeing here, not being able to see things eye to eye. And then, but I see here, and remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be just like friendship. It can be any connection. And it can be like romance, or it could be family members, colleagues, etc. So just any connection. But I see here, it was somebody that really was on your side for a long time. They were somebody that was in your corner. But I see that like there was some sort of, your connection is no longer how it used to be, okay? And I see here in your energy that the universe really wants you to know that you are somebody of worth, okay? You're a great catch, but some people are not going to necessarily think the way that you do. And so there comes a time where you really need to kind of quiet the voices around you. And so I am getting some sort of like somebody who was only there for you because it fed their ego as well. Like, so when things got rough for you, they just kind of disappeared. They didn't really last the test of time. Like it was just like you knew you couldn't really trust them anymore, or or give them the same weight when it comes to your connection. You couldn't give them. It just felt different after realizing that they weren't really there for you. And so I see that, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you guys close the doors like completely, but I do sense that there is some sort of quietness. Like you may have felt very exhausted by the fact that people were kind of like using you for your kindness, and you're just like, no more, no more. Or at least that's the advice coming through. If there's anybody in your life who is just, you feel like they're just kind of using you, but they're when things get rough and tough, like you're like, where are they? So I just see that there's somebody in your energy that was just kind of there when it was good times, but then when it got difficult, they didn't really show up. They weren't really there for you. And so the advice coming through is like, some of you may feel like it's quantity over quality. You may feel like, well, if there's somebody that can just be by my side, it'll make all your problems go away. Or if somebody, if I'm generous with them, that means like they need to be loyal to me. They'll be with me, but that's not necessarily the case. And the only way you're going to know whether or not, somebody is actually there for you is through their actions, okay? Through their communication, is what they're saying versus what they're doing. Does it line up? Does it match up? And there is the strong energy about loyalty coming through. So some of you have been dealing with somebody that really has lasted the test of time, but because like ego got in the way, Shalini said, yes, he was not there. He left me when gossip happened in the office. Now he don't talk to me anymore, but I hope he comes back and be like before how we were. Yeah, so it's you gotta really see what they say matches up with their action. And I do sense that there is somebody in your energy that is loyal to you, okay? And they actually want you to be happy, but because you feel betrayed or you feel very saddened by what has happened between you and this other person, there is this essence of you having neglected the people that who has always been there for you. So the advice also coming through is that don't forget to thank, don't forget to thank the little people, the people who were actually always there, who always rooted for you. And even if you may not feel like they're a significant person in your life, like I'm definitely getting some people are like very loyal to you and they want you to be happy. And here you are, your energy coming through very strongly, with the Emperor here as well. But I see that, yeah, you just have to be very grounded. And one of the advice coming through that's going to help with this is to keep your circle small, is what I'm seeing here. I think some of you have this misconception that more people means more clout, more reputation and stuff like that, but that's not necessarily the case. Like I see here that those are just like ego, like views when it comes to your ego, and it's actually going to be this like small group of friends that who's really going to be there for you, that is ultimately going to keep you happy and keep you emotionally fulfilled. When you start scattering your energy to many people, and imagine when you do that, if we're just looking at it in like a physical aspect, when you scatter all your energies like that, it's going to hard to get that back, right? Because you don't really know who you ended up spreading to. But if you know that, they can be trusted, they care about you, they have good morals and standards, and they're vibrating high, then you know that the energy is going to be reciprocated and it's going to come back. So any final advice? Yeah, I see here you have a very, a close circle of friends or people that really care about you. Some of you are, it's like a girlfriend clique, or like you got some like nieces or like sisters, aunts, or just your best friends or people you consider like family, soul family, your real family. Yeah. Any final? There is something to be said about moving in silence, is what I keep picking up here, okay? Yeah, don't let other people know like what you're up to. If you have some wins happening in your life, don't share it with them, because a lot of people, there is a tendency where they may be very happy for you, at face value, but they may not be having the best intentions towards you. Okay. Um, Bella, you don't have nobody. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You got us. Yeah, this counts. This counts. You're never alone. You're never alone. Okay. Look, your energy coming through right there. So one of the things that I love to share is that I can sense when people are like feeling alone or when they're doing their thing, and the universe is really wanting to say, you know what, even if you feel alone, even if you are alone, it's not going to be like that forever. Okay. Because you're right now, you're meant to be alone. Okay, if you are alone at this time, if you're just kind of like grinding, if you're just working, focusing on your work and your finances, and building up some sort of foundation so you feel very like financially secure, etc. Just know that if there are people that is out of your life, is so that you can, it's like you've been given a fresh new plate. Okay. There's a reason why that your life is no longer the way it used to be, because you're being given the opportunity to start fresh, clean new slate, just as I mentioned. And so just consider it like it's a blank canvas and you're able to create the life you want. Now you have the opportunity to start fresh. People don't really know who you are. And those in the past, they remember the old you. We're all continuously evolving, growing, and as mentioned earlier, I also felt like, if you have wins, if you're succeeding, don't tell people. Like, move in silence. And part of moving in silence is being alone in a sense. And when you start coming across people who are a vibrational match, who are like, you can tell, you can feel their energy, whether or not they have good intentions or not, or if they stand the test of time. And so this is actually like so beautiful. Like, it's about switching their perspective. It's about switching their perspective, and really valuing and celebrating that this is a new beginning you can have, where you're able to surround yourself with people that adores you, that is good for you. And even though it may not be a change that happens overnight, it's like building a building or a Lego piece or what have you, is brick by brick, piece by piece. And so It's like, for an example, when you're moving to a whole new place. Let's say you lived in a like a small place and you finally is able to like live and move into like a dream home, okay? You're not gonna bring everything that you kept in that place with you to this new home. You're going to be shedding a lot. You're going to be rejecting some of the things. And same thing with like people, places, or things. They can't all come with you, but the what you do want to continue to be a part of your life, you're going to welcome that. And I see here you're going to be building more memories. Some of you, the reason why you're feeling like sad, left out, depressed is because you're still holding on to the past. There's this essence and feeling of nostalgia that I'm picking up on, where you feel like, oh, when you look back, you're like, oh, I had it good. And like, oh, like, but did you? Did you really have it good, or can it get better than how it used to be? And so the universe is really trying to open up this new life for you. So for those of you, who feel like they don't have anybody, who feel alone, I see that it's for a reason. It's so that you can attract more better things into your life. And if people you used to have around you, they were secretly, having jealousy over you, or didn't want the best for you, or they didn't want you to do better than them and stuff, like this is an opportunity for you to have new friends, to have new people to consider like family, if that's what you want. So anything else? Okay. So I am being called to say this, so I'm just going to say it. I know Bella mentioned earlier about the owl and how she saw it in a dream, or with the moon and all that. I am getting, how when owls, when they speak, they're like whoo, right? It's almost like I do sense some sort of love coming through for you, and you're wondering who, right? And so it's almost like you're higher, like you want to know like who's going to be there, who's going to be your next person. Um, oh. Okay, well, I'm getting strong fire energy coming through. Perhaps you're supposed to end up with like an Aries or something. It's no like Aries or Leo. With somebody with that and strongly in their birth chart. Like you keep getting pulled into readings when I do fire signs. So I don't think that's a coincidence. But I feel like they are, whoever it is, there may be some sort of like age difference, is what I'm feeling here. Um, but it almost feels like you guys want the same things. Like you want this like whirlwind of a romance, like that you see in movies and stuff like that. There's some sort of like old fashioned kind of classic way of dating between the two of you too. But I see that it's a reciprocate. It feels really nice. Like this is the final energy that's coming through. The only thing that's going to be blocking it is when you remember when we talked about how you pretend or you act like you don't want this. That's going to be the downfall, and overthinking things is going to really slow things down for you. So just keep this vision alive. Just know that the universe is working for you, not against you. If you feel lonely at this time, it's so that you can take care of things that you really need to take care of before this romance and love comes into your life. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.